Well, happy new year to you. I'm putting this video out on January 1st. Why? I want to be that person that's right in your life saying this year is going to be your breakthrough year. I want to say congratulations for the last couple of years and give you a pat on the back for doing that, right? And I want to champion you forward to, making this year the bigger business, the bigger impact, the more influence, and you really starting to hit your potential. That's my goal. And I want it to be first off the bat this year and be the guy that pushes you towards chasing down everything God's got for you. Paul writes in Philippians 3:13, he says, and you'll know this one, he kind of says, forgetting what is behind, I strain towards the future. And then he says, I press towards the mark of my higher calling. I find that to be such a good word, like in this season, because here's ultimately what you and I need to do. We need to forget what's past. COVID, lockdowns, strain, tough to find team, pivoting, products and services. It's been a really, really tough couple of years to be in business. And it would be tough because your business absolutely boomed if you're one of those and you had to kind of figure out, how to run with that. It was tough if your business took a hit because of lockdown. It was tough. But we've got to do what Paul said. We've got to forget what lays behind. That's what he said he does. I forget what's behind me and I press towards what's in front of me. And so if you've made a decision to make this your breakthrough year, for 2022 to be the year that you actually go, that's it, enough's enough, right? I'm going to go for absolutely everything I can get this year. Then I just want to give you a little framework here early in the year just to kind of put some handles on how to do that, right? There's a lot of people that pay lip service to this time of year where they're like, almost prophesying over themselves that they hope that the business just comes in the door and they don't have to go find it. But that's not how it works, as you know. So I want to give you a practical framework just to get you thinking about what you need to change in your business, or some of the things you need to change in your business to start to reach your potential, right? I want to make this super practical for you first up in the year to get those entrepreneurial juices flowing. So I could cover an awful lot of stuff, but I just want to zoom in on a couple of different areas. I call these the 5 primary drivers, right? There are thousands of drivers in business. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes people make is they're trying to find one driver. They want to pull one lever and see their business explode, right? Well, I still haven't found a business where that's the case, right? And I've coached, like 15,000 businesses, between 2007 to now. There's not one business where I've been able to pull one lever and they rocket off to the stratosphere. It just hasn't happened. What it is it's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of little levers that when you start to pull them, compound to being a better business with more momentum that races off into the sunset, okay? And so, but there are some levers that are really small and there are some that are a bit bigger. And so I just want to run through what I think are the 5 primary drivers to make sure that this year is more profitable, more team, you get some of your time back, and you get to 12 months from now, and it's been a fantastic year. So here are the 5 primary drivers. So the first one is just literally getting more inquiries, right? So effectively, we're talking here about marketing, right? Driving a whole bunch of awareness, getting people that don't know you to know you so that they can come and inquire and become leads and ultimately become customers. But you just need to get more inquiries through the door, right? Qualified inquiries, we should probably say. The way that you're going to do that, I kind of want to run through them and then just give you some kind of how-tos around each of the primary drivers. The way that you do this is you add marketing pillars. You constantly add new marketing pillars. You can't scale a business on word of mouth. You can't scale a business on word of mouth and networking. It's only 2 pillars. You need to get to 10. So you want word of mouth, you want BNI, but you want Google ads, and you want Facebook ads, and you want Instagram ads, and you want skywriting, and you want wow boxes, and you want joint ventures, and you want, right? You want those working simultaneously in your business so that every single month you have a predictable amount of inquiries coming in. All right, now, if all that confused you, that's okay. Now that I've given you how to, work out which one of those pillars you want to go and implement next, and go learn it and get them executed in your business. But this is not going to happen by luck or market forces. You've actually got to go and cast more nets in more places to get more inquiries. Okay, and I just rattled off a bunch. Maybe you need to pause, go back, and just execute on the 6 or 7 that I just said, and you'd be well there. So now we've got a whole bunch more inquiries coming in the door. Let's work out on a model. Let's say you got 10% more. 10% more. So let's say last year you averaged 24 inquiries a month. Well, we're getting an extra 2.4 inquiries every month now, right? Let's just pick. That's hardly a tough goal, but let's just put it there. All right, the next one is conversion rate. So it's getting all of these inquiries and turning them into paying customers. So we're taking them from they haven't given you any money to they've given you some money. That's all we're trying to do here. And by the way, out of all of the 5 primary drivers, this one is the cheapest to execute on, because this one doesn't actually cost you any money. It costs you training and testing a few different ways to do it, but it won't actually cost you money. Okay, so in effect, it's one of the best primary drivers because you know becomes a little hinge that swings a big door. If you want to increase your conversion rate, the first thing you should do is just go measure your conversion rate. If you measure the conversion rate in your business every single month, it'll go up by the fact that you're measuring it, because now you're conscious of the number and you'll just do a better job. Whether that's you or you have a sales team in your business, measure the conversion rate, cumulative, and probably each individual person, and you'll see everybody lifts their game because it's being reported on. All right, so that's just one little strategy to get a win. But if you want to improve your conversion rate, it comes down to salesmanship. It comes down to, you know, having scripts, having sales processes, having sales assets that make your company look better. So if you're the kind of business that goes to other people and does a physical presentation, have marketing collateral, have branded information that talks about what makes you unique, why they should go with you, right? And then, because as you're leaving those things around the place, more people say yes more often, right? Have scripts that lead people to the emotional reason why they should say yes, not just the technical reasons or the logical reasons why they should say yes, okay? And what I would say to you is run sales training on a regular basis. If it's just you, then that's easy. You can just start role-playing your scripts to the mirror. That's easy. But if you've got a sales team, start role-playing with them. Get them in a bit of a team meeting and just start throwing objections to your sales team and getting them really good and used to handling objections and closing and asking for the sale and those sort of things. And you'll see your conversion rate improve, right? Let's say hypothetically that all we were able to achieve is a 10% increase in our conversion rate. So it was 18% conversion rate last year. Then we want to go to 19.8%, so just 10% more. All right, now let's have a look at this next primary driver, the average dollar sale. So you probably have a whole bunch of different people that buy from you, right? You've got, you know, some people come and buy a little product, some people come and buy everything you've got, okay? That's fine, but there's still an average in there. There is an average in there of what people are buying from you. And your job is to take the average and make it bigger. So if the average dollar sale is $64, then we need to get that up. If the average dollar sale is $22,000, then we need to get that up, right? And so the way that we do that, the number one way, is we bundle products and services. So it's effectively the do you want fries with that question, right? That McDonald's did for all those years. I think now it's do you want a completely overpriced apple that's got more wax on it than it should have, right? So because they're doing the upsell. And ironically, it's pretty much all margin for the product that you can bundle in with the first product, because you've already covered all your overhead to do the sale. You're just getting another product, another sale on there. So you can start bundling products together to get your average dollar sale up. You know, it could just be that at the counter, if you've got a physical business, or at time of sale, if you're doing it over the phone, you literally just ask every customer, would you like to buy this other thing? Simple sales 101, business 101 type strategy, okay? If you've got a physical retail shop, it's easy. You ask every person to buy something else, right? If you're doing phone sales, every single time somebody places an order, you ask them if they want to take something else, right? And get it. And by the way, don't overthink this. Don't think that they don't want it. They probably do, right? And you're helping them out and serving them better by making other products available to them. And I get a lot of people who are like, well, I sell a $2,000 product. Why do I want to upsell a $20 product? because it's a $20 product, and over the course of a year, it'll make a bit of a difference, okay? So your job is to work out how to bundle products together, and not everybody will take the upsell. But if you ask everybody every time, some will, and that will move the needle. All right, so how much? Let's say we managed to get the average dollar sale up 10%. Right? So if the average dollar sale was $64 in your business, then we want to get the average dollar sale up $6.40, just 10% more. Right, now we want the customers to come back. So we're talking about repeat customers. How do we get the customer to come back more often? And again, you would have an average in your business right now. There would be, this customer shopped with us once and never came back. This customer shops with us every month for 7 years. But what's the average? Is it the average that they shop with you twice a year for 4 years and you get 8 transactions out of them on average? Well, we need to work out how to get 9, how to get 10, how to get 11, right? And so we need to get the customers just coming back more regularly. The number one way you do that is you just ask them to. The amount of retail shops or places you spend money where they never actually look you in the eye or communicate with you in any way and say, hey, thanks so much for shopping with us. We would love you to come back and do it again one day. Most businesses are so transactional that they never actually engage their customer to build any kind of long-term lifetime value. So that's just one little win. The second one is build some sort of community, some sort of loyalty, or as we call them, royalty clubs. Find a way to actually build some community so that people are more invested in what you're doing. Find a way for people to be involved, bought into the vision, bought into what you're trying to achieve. You know, find a way to give them additional value that's not free products and services, and you'll find that there's so much bought into what you're doing that they buy from you more often. But let's say the average customer shops with you 8 times. We want to get that up, say, 10%. That's all we're looking for, a little 10% increase in the amount of times that they buy from you. And the last one here we've got is net profit. So if you were to look at your profit and loss, your P&L, you've got all your incomes, all your expenses, and then at the very bottom, you've got whether you made a profit or a loss. Obviously, we aim for profit, right? And an increased one. So it's one of the primary drivers because you can drive more net profit out of a business. And there's a bunch of different ways to do it, but one of the ways is put your prices up. Prices, because all of the effort to make that money is the same, but there's a bigger number, which means the trickle-down effect to the bottom of your P&L is a bigger number. So you can put your prices up. Now, if you can't do that because you've just done it or you're in a price-sensitive industry, that's fine. Put your prices up on ancillary products and not the core products. If you're in a retail shop and you can only sell your products at recommended retail, then put the other products that people buy, the discretionary products, up, okay? If you're in a service-based business, okay, find a way to add more value to the relationship, and then you can put your prices up, right? Solve a bigger problem for people, and then you can afford to put your prices up if you're in a service-based business, but you can put your prices up, okay? And then a couple of different distinctions on there. You can put your prices up carte blanche for everybody, or you can just put your prices up for new customers and not put the prices up for old customers. And there's a bit of an accounting thing that you have to work through, but the new customers don't have a frame of reference to what it used to be, so they're not bothered, and then you probably won't lose business that way, all right? The second thing you can do is cut your costs out, which is a pretty easy one. So work out where you're spending money and you're not getting a return. Go through every line item of your P&L and put a line through it and say, that's not adding value to my business and I'm not paying for that anymore. And you'll get an instant jump in net profit. One of the other things I would say to you is efficiency. So a lot of service-based businesses, for example, will drive to this customer, this customer, this customer, and this customer in a day, and then they've just spent, an hour and 40 minutes on the road. If you were to market intentionally to cluster your clients closer together, you'd have less downtime, more productive time, and of course be more efficient and make a greater net profit, right? So that's the name of the game here. Now let's say, for example, that we managed to get our net profit up 10%. By the way, these are small gains. It's really easy to do 10% extra here. It's pretty easy here. It gets a little bit harder here. I mean, definitely can be done, but a little bit more thought here. And then this one's pretty easy. But here's the magic of doing this. It's the compound effect. It's not only that your business is better if you get inquiries up 10%. It's not that your business is better if your conversion rate. It's that if you get a 10% increase in your inquiries, plus you get a 10% increase and you improve your conversion rate 10%, plus you get your average dollar sale up 10%, plus you get your customers to come back 10 more percent, plus you improve your net profit. What actually happens to your business is the compound effect of that means that you get a 61% increase in net profit. That's what that means. A 61% increase in net profit from just taking 5 primary drivers and moving the needle a little bit. By the way, if you're enjoying this, do me a favor, go and check out our YouTube channel. Right, I've got a YouTube channel called Kingdom Business, and there's like 450 videos on all kinds of different topics, some of them practical, some of them more coaching, and you can have access to that completely free. Just go over, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get the notifications. We'll be putting out a ton of videos this year. So anyway, that's a framework for you. It's the start of the year. If you get some downtime in the next few days while you're taking a break, why don't you grab a pen? Why don't you grab a paper? Maybe rewatch this on 2 times speed or whatever you want to do so that you can get through it, and start to work out what strategies have I just listed that you're going to implement to make this year really good, to come out of the blocks really fast and make it your breakthrough year. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope that we cross paths this year. I hope I get to meet you. I want to coach you. So let's make this the best year ever.